You know, I think that I just always did it. It was very natural to me, Bobby.
Mm,
I probably started performing at about 5. I was a singer and I would perform in little talent contests
mm.
and then always played the guitar and sang in school and acted in plays. And it just seemed like that was what I was always going to do.
Hi folks, how you doing? And welcome to the Bobsters Pod Blast. It's such an early morning here in the UK, but out there in Australia it's afternoon time, and I've got my friend who I've known for a good number of years. She is a superstar. Jane Badler, welcome to the Bobsters Pod Blast, and great to eventually have you on. How you doing?
I'm great. I finally got here. Finally. Only took us about 3 years, right, Bobby?
Absolutely, absolutely. But honestly, I'm just so thrilled to have you on because, I mean, as I said,
Thank you.
we've known each other for a good number of years now, and especially, I mean, when I did that little short film, Wild as the North, you got involved in that, and well, you were executive producer. I mean, and that's great as well. So, but it's just great to actually have you on here,
Thank
and
you.
obviously. It's, I wouldn't say spooky, but I mean, I remember when I'm not going to say how old I was, but I remember all those years ago when I saw you on my TV and you devoured a hamster. It was like, and that
Yep.
scared the bejesus out, and I was like, fucking hell, But, but
Everyone remembers the hamster.
that poor little rodent. But, but I mean, going to you, Jane, it's like, I mean, obviously everyone knows you. When did you realize that you wanted to be an actress?
You know, I think that I just always did it. It was very natural to me, Bobby.
Mm,
I probably started performing at about 5. I was a singer and I would perform in little talent contests
mm,
and then always played the guitar and sang in school and acted in plays. And it just seemed like that was what I was always going to do,
mhm.
you
And
know?
and the thing is, you seem so natural in front of the camera, and
Oh, well, it takes you, let me tell you, that's the key, Bobby. The key is to look natural. It's very hard to look natural in front of a camera, and it takes years of study and practice, and you get there, as you know, being a fellow actor.
absolutely. And the thing
Yeah.
is, as well, it's like, I mean, it's like normally when you watch a TV, and it's like you've got this kind of gravitas, especially when you're such a young actress as well.
Mm.
And it's like, I mean, obviously watching V, and it's like you kind of had to lead. I mean, you were in a great company of actors there. You're like Robert England and all guys, people like that. And it's like you were like leading the line there, and that's why it was such a success. And oh,
Mm.
back in the day, that show really scared the hell out of me. And it was fantastic, a great show. But
Thank you.
yeah, brilliant. But I mean,
Oh no, I was just going to say, it's just a funny thing when you say that, I think we all rise to the occasion of what surrounds us. I mean, I recently did a film with, Zac Efron and William Macy.
Mhm.
And these are, very big stars.
Oh, absolutely.
And I was nervous about acting with them in a big comedy,
Mhm.
but you just are around these people and you rise to the occasion and you fit in and slot in and you're just as good because we're professionals, do you know?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I mean, like you say, they're great actors in their own right as well. And it's just absolutely fantastic to have you on, and you're going to tell us all about what you've been up to. But I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, I mean, you've been in so many great things just now. But I mean, you studied drama, and you also back in the day won a beauty pageant. I mean, what happened there? I mean, do you remember what happened there?
Oh yeah, well, I'm writing a memoir. I'm writing my memoir right now. So I've just finished a chapter called The Beauty Queen. So you asked me about that because that's all I've been thinking about for the last week. Actually, I was just 17 years old, and my mom, she was a single mom, and we had 3 of us, 3 kids living in our house, and she just thought that it rather than me going off the track, I was a little rebellious at that time. And she thought, well, let's get you in some beauty pageants. And so it really was great for me because you have to be very disciplined. There's how you walk, how you talk, and also you have to stay very slim. There's the swimsuit, the evening gown, and then there's the talent. So I couldn't believe it. I won my local, then I won my state. And before I knew it, at 18, I was in the Miss America pageant, which I think is a lot of little girls' dreams at that time in the 70s. Not now so much, more feminist now. But, in the 70s, being in Miss America pageant was a huge thing. And it was a great springboard for me to the next phase of my career.
Fantastic, absolutely fantastic. And then that led you on to, I mean, you went on to your first major role, which was a soap opera called One Life to Live, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, how did you feel when you got on to your first major role? I mean, on that, do you remember that first day that you thought to yourself, right, okay,
Oh, Bobby, that's a very good question.
yeah.
Oh my God, I'm sure you can relate. I mean, I had just graduated from Northwestern. I was a theater major. I hadn't done a lot of television.
Mhm.
And that first day, I played a mental institute. I was in a mental institution. That was my character. She was kind of crazy. Thank God I played a role like that because I felt crazy. And I literally talked to no one the entire day. I just paced back and forth backstage, saying the same line over and over and over again. I was so afraid I was going to forget that one line. It was like, so yeah, it's pretty scary the first time you get a big television job.
Yeah, but the thing is, I mean, you must have done really, really well on it because I mean, you've got a lot more after that. I
Yeah.
mean, you appeared on Falcon Crest. I mean, you had fantastic actors on that as well. Like people like Jane Wyman, legends, and
Yes. And Kim Novak was on
Kim
that. And
Novak. You had
yeah.
Simon McCorkindale. You had all these people,
Mm.
Lorenzo Lamas and stuff. I mean, that in its day was a huge soap opera as well. I mean, was it like lots of cameras, was there a lot of people around you when you were?
Well, by the time I did Falcon Crest, I'd done V, and I'd done a lot of television. I was in Murder, She Wrote with Angela Lansbury. I did Fantasy Island. I did so many. I was very experienced at that by that time in television. So I was not at all overwhelmed. I was just really happy to have a job,
Brilliant.
make some good money.
Mhm.
It was nighttime television, which is very different from daytime television. Because
Yeah.
daytime television, you shoot a show a day. So basically, you have to get in there and you have to learn 20 pages of dialogue at night. But
Mhm.
Falcon Crest was shot more like a regular TV show. So we did a show in 7 days. So it was much easier. Yeah.
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. But I mean, you're best known, I'd say, for playing Diana in V. And, I was just thinking, and I thought you were excellent in that. But you were like, to me, you were the perfect leading lady. And
Thank
and like I says to you, you led that show. If it wasn't for you, that show, to me, in my opinion, I mean, you had great actors here. You kept that going, as far as I'm concerned. But going to the Diana character, I mean, did you actually have to audition for that character?
Oh God, of course. I mean, at that point, I was a soap opera actress. I was
Yeah.
doing a TV show called The Doctors,
Mhm.
which is another very well-known soap opera. Kathleen Turner came out of that, and Alec Baldwin was my co-star in that. We worked together for a year. And so they flew me out. Nighttime was the big pie in the sky. That's what we all wanted was nighttime television. And so when I auditioned for it, I wanted it like really badly. And they had been looking for people for weeks. They'd already started filming. And so I was just unbelievably excited. It was shot on the Warner's Brother lot. It
Mhm.
was millions of dollars, one of the most expensive miniseries ever made at that time. So it was a very huge step for me to get that job.
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And also, it's like, I mean, obviously they had a reboot. Was it in 2011 it was, wasn't it? And
Yes, that's right. They brought back the other V,
yeah,
the V reimagined, and
yeah,
um, and the first season, the first year of it, I remember watching it, and they hadn't brought back any of the original characters,
yeah. I
and they
thought,
they wanted to reinvent it and do their own thing.
mhm.
But I was thinking, oh my God, I want to be on this because the special effects. I mean, they'd come such a long
Yeah,
way.
absolutely.
Incredible the special effects.
Absolutely.
And so what I did was I flew to LA and I pretended to be there, like flew to LA and told the producer of the show that I was in LA and would he meet with me? And he met with me because I was the original Diana.
Hmm.
And then when he saw me, he thought, oh my God, like you're really like there's something about you. So they ended up writing in the character of Diana,
Fantastic.
um, who was actually not Diana at all.
Hmm.
But and then I auditioned. I had to audition for it. I heard Angelica Houston was also up for that role,
Hmm.
and then I got it. So that was really that was one I really went after, Bobby. I really went after it.
Yeah, but the thing is, Angelica Houston's a fantastic actress, but come on, she's not Diana. You are Diana.
Thank you.
In
You're
my
very
eyes,
sweet.
it just wouldn't have felt right. I was like,
You
no.
tell the other, could you tell the other shows I'm auditioning for that, please?
I know, totally. But I mean, when you got back into it, I mean, did you feel, how did it feel? I mean, obviously, when you were like working with people like Mark Singer and all those people, I mean, when you went into that set and obviously meeting these new actors, young, especially the younger actors, how did that feel for you? I mean, obviously, did some of them watch some of your V episodes before you came on, or?
Oh, you mean V? You talking about V?
Yeah,
Oh, well, obviously, when you say they watched any of my V episodes,
yeah.
well, no, because I hadn't worked on V before, so that was they couldn't have watched my V episodes. Is that what you meant? I think
Yeah,
so.
like so I was meaning like yeah, like the from the new like the reboot. I mean like before.
Oh, you mean I love
Yeah,
that question. Yes. Oh, you're talking about the reboot.
yeah.
Oh my God, Bobby, you wouldn't believe it. I arrived the day of the set. They're all very young actors, and there was Morena Baccarin playing my character, the
Mhm.
original character. She's now in Deadpool and all those big
Yeah,
movies.
she's in that.
She's a
Yeah.
huge star.
Hmm.
She was actually a little intimidating. She was extraordinary coming out of Juilliard,
Hmm.
amazing actress. And I think when I arrived, you won't believe it, when I arrived on the set the first day, everyone stood and applauded.
Brilliant.
And I have to say, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that they did that. And I was very emotional because I really didn't think that everyone remembered me like that. So that kind of gave me a really good start to the series. I'm sorry to say they kept me in the dungeon the entire season. They never let me out of the dungeon. They never let me grab the power I wanted to overtake Morena because just never happened. So, and then the show was canceled, but it still was amazing, amazing to work on it.
Fantastic. Honestly, I could remember actually watching it, and I remember seeing you come on it, and I was like, I couldn't believe
Yeah, I know, right. Coming out of the pod. They had me
it.
coming out of a
Coming out of
pod.
this big pod, it's like a big egg type thing, you know. But
No, it
you,
was so great. I mean, it was just amazing to be part of that.
oh, fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Now going on to something else here, Jane. It's like you appeared on Mission Impossible. I mean, how did that go by? I mean,
Oh wow, that was oh my God, that was such a great job, Bobby. I was kind of doing, like you said, Falcon Crest, and I did a very bad series called The Highwayman, which was did one season. It was about a flying truck. It wasn't my finest moment in acting.
yeah.
And I did, a lot of guest stars, but I wasn't really getting anything like V.
Hmm.
And then Mission Impossible came along, very competitive. And when I got that, my career kind of took off again because we know as an actor, there's highs and then there's lulls. And suddenly you think you keep working, but there's times when you're not working so much.
Hmm.
So when I got Mission Impossible, I went off to Australia, which is, I couldn't believe it, Australia, do you know?
Hmm.
And then I came back after the first season. There was a second season. I came to Melbourne and met the love of my life, my
Yep,
husband.
absolutely.
So where did I stay? I left LA behind, and my agent was so angry with me. He literally hung up the phone. He said to me, "Why are you leaving now, just when your career is completely taking off again?" And I don't know why I left, but I did. I fell in love. There you go.
That's the thing. Well, you got to go where your heart takes you. I mean, Australia. Absolutely, it's a beautiful country.
It
And
is but not the same amount of work here, though, Bobby. I have to tell you.
yeah, but I mean, you went and appeared in Neighbours, didn't you? You were on Neighbours.
Yes, and Neighbours is the most popular show probably ever to come out of Australia. It's another soap opera, another soap, and very popular in the UK. Is it popular
Yeah,
where you live as well?
it is. It's, to be honest with you, it's not as popular as it was, to be honest.
Yeah,
But in the 80s, I mean, I remember coming home from school and
right,
I was glued to it. You know, I was glued to it. And I was actually lucky enough to meet a couple of neighbours actresses. There used to be twins on it, Gillian and Gail Blakeney. I remember
right.
they were twins in the 80s, maybe 1990-ish type thing. And I met them many years ago and they were lovely, lovely girls. And
Well, when I was, oh no, when I was on the show,
yeah,
Margot Robbie was on the show. And we all know Margot Robbie. She's one of the
yeah.
biggest
Oh,
stars on the planet.
yeah,
And
absolutely.
she was 17 years old. And or she might have been 18, but she'd been on the show for a while. And I do have to say, she was magnificent and she was the hardest working actress on that show. And
Fantastic.
I'm not surprised that she's now a huge star.
Brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. And it's like, I mean, you've had a lot of stars that have came from Neighbours and Home and Away to Hollywood, you know, like Chris Hemsworth,
Yeah.
Russell Crowe, and people like that.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
amazing. Yeah.
Absolutely. But I mean, when you were on Mission Impossible, I mean, you must have, again, you worked with some big stars there as well, didn't you?
Yeah, Peter Graves. Um, and um, and he was just the most gentlemanly man I think I'd ever met. He was a beautiful man. Sad that he's, left us.
Mhm.
But yeah, we had a wonderful cast, and it was just probably the most fun job other than V that I think I've ever
Yeah.
had. I got to play all these different characters, and it was just fantastic.
Fantastic. But Peter Graves, but wasn't he on Airplane?
Yes, he was.
He
That's
was on
right.
Airplane, yeah.
Yep.
He was the
Oh,
pilot.
wait a minute. No, it wasn't Peter Graves. It was the other one who looks like him.
Oh, not yeah, but I'm sure.
Oh, was he on it too?
Oh, not like yeah. I'm sure Peter Graves was on one or two.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
But
he might have been.
yeah,
Gosh, isn't that terrible? I don't know. Eek.
because I know Leslie Nielsen. He kind of looks
Yeah,
like.
hey, that's right. But they kind of remind me of they kind of remind me of each other a little bit, you know?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. But I mean, apart from being an actress, I mean, you've also like did some singing, and I never actually thought you were a singer until you started posting up some videos and stuff.
Yeah.
Wow, honestly, fantastic. So you're such a talented lady. You
Thank you so much. Yeah.
know?
Well, I love singing. Always sang, that's what I did before acting. And then when I moved to Australia, there wasn't as much work for me. So I was asked to be part of a band, an indie band. And then I released an album with them. And then I released three albums because it was fantastic. And I started writing music, and then that became a really big part of my life, to perform and do these one-woman shows. Yeah. I don't think I've ever gotten to Scotland. I almost thought about doing the Edinburgh Festival.
Honestly, you should come to the Edinburgh Festival. There's so many famous actors that come here. You know, you've had like
Oh, really?
Sigourney
Yeah.
Weaver's been here. You've had Al Pacino. You've had all your big. Honestly, come along. Honestly, it's a great. It's the biggest arts festival in the world for
Wow.
for such a small city. It's the biggest arts festival in the world. You would
And
love
I'll tell you what other Aussie made it from the Fringe Festival is Tim Minchin. Do you know Tim Minchin?
to mention. Yeah, very
Yeah,
talented.
he made it. His career took off after he did the Edinburgh Festival.
There you go. And it's like
Yeah.
you've had like lots of like talented guys like Tim. You've had comedians like Jim Jeffries and people like
Yeah.
that have came here. Even Mark Little, who was on Neighbours, he's been here lots of times as well.
Wow, incredible.
But
Well, if I had the right vehicle, I'd be there. Do you know?
honestly, the Edinburgh Festival would flourish if you were in it, Jane. And I'm not just saying that seriously.
Yeah.
Even if it was like singing or theatre or whatever, honestly. I mean, I did theatre in the Edinburgh Fringe for years, and you know, it's a great experience. You could have an audience of say maybe 15 people, or you could have an audience of say maybe three or 400 people, and the venues are just so compact. It's fantastic.
Wow.
But going back to you, Jim, it's like, what does the future hold for you? I mean, do you have a new album coming out or any other? I mean, you've got a new film coming out, haven't you?
No, no, I released it a few months ago. It's called Trim Season.
Yes. Just,
And I produced it and I star in it.
mhm.
And I think it's just fantastic, an amazing cast. And that's now on Amazon Prime. And I'm just thinking almost all the streaming services you can get it. It's called The Trim Season. And I'm also writing. I'm writing a memoir, which I hope
That's
to
it.
finish by the end of the year.
Brilliant.
And also, I'm just involved in producing. I'm really enjoying not act. I mean, I love to act, but actually, I'm also very interested in helping and facilitating other people's work to get seen and heard. Yeah.
Fantastic. Honestly,
Yeah.
absolutely brilliant. And, it's like, obviously, for the viewers that are going to watch this, go and watch Trim Season. It's on Amazon Prime, and I'll definitely be tuning into it. Definitely. I'm looking forward to that. But if you had, lastly, Jane, lastly, if you had any advice to any young
Mhm.
actors, actresses, or even a young advice to a young Jane, what would,
Mm.
what would it be?
It all goes so quickly, Bobby, and just follow your heart, follow your intuition. You're very blessed if you're a creative person on this planet because you can make a difference with your stories. And right now, we need stories, good stories more than ever. We
Mhm.
need to lead with love, not hate. We
Mhm.
need to, lead with bravery, not fear.
Yeah.
And I really believe that it's the artists that make the difference and can make people see the truth. So it's a very honorable thing to do with your life and just enjoy every moment.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's like, I mean, a lot of actors, it's like they have different paths as well, and it's like, obviously, I've worked with some great people as well. I've worked with like Jack Lowden. I've worked with
Mm.
a young actor I've worked with as well, Jeremy Irvin as well, who was the star of Warhorse, a
Wow.
film called
Yeah.
Warhorse. And and it's like when you work with these, I mean, Jeremy, he worked with Steven Spielberg on that, and it's just like to work with people like them. It's just absolutely fantastic as well.
Uh, yeah.
But
So great.
obviously, but I mean, with yourself, I mean, working with like say William H. Macy, I mean. When I think of William H. Macy, I think of him in The Lost World, Jurassic Park.
Oh, I didn't even think of that one. I mean, I always think of him in Shameless, this TV series,
Shameless as
and,
well.
and Fargo,
Fargo,
which
yeah.
was
He,
really his great. I mean, he's just an incredible actor. He's very good in this film. It's called Ricky Stanicky. It's a big comedy, and it's fun, and it's on. I think it's on Amazon or Netflix, one of those. Yeah.
absolutely fantastic. But you know what? I tell you what, I'm going to have to I'm going to write that down as soon as we finish on here because I want to see you on it as well. Are you funny on it?
I am funny, but I mean, I play his wife, so it's a comedy. I love doing comedy. I've done a lot of comedy. I love it. Love
Fantastic.
it.
Fantastic. Well, I tell you what, you've actually covered everything now, Jane, and it's
Thank you, Bobby. That was so wonderful to speak to you. I really enjoyed it.
you know what? It's just absolutely. I'm thrilled to have you on here because it's
Thank
like
you.
one. I mean, one of the reasons that I started doing all this, and it was really because of you.
Oh, thank
And
you. It's
the thing
sweet.
is,
I love that. I love it. You've made me feel very good. Thank you.
obviously, when we had the lockdown and stuff, and I thought, right, I'm going to start my own channel, and just recently that I've got back to it, and it just when I started it, I thought I want to get chat to people, and I spoke to some really famous people, especially in the UK, but some from America as well, like Heather Thomas and like Martinez, who's done the Walking Dead and so forth.
Mm.
And but you're the reason, obviously, because well, we've known each other for a good number of years now, that always wanted to get you on here. And
Oh, fantastic.
I just feel this has just been absolutely, honestly, it's been wonderful, Jane, absolutely wonderful.
Thank
So,
you, Bob. I wish you so much good luck with everything you do. And yeah,
absolutely, and you're an inspiration as well, an absolute inspiration. But I'm going to let you go and honestly
you.
enjoy the rest of the festival in Melbourne. Is it Melbourne you're in, aren't you?
Yeah, it's Melbourne. It's the film festival here.
Fantastic. Absolutely.
Very
Well,
exciting. Yeah.
right.
Thank you.
Well, listen, I'll let you get on with that, Jane. And listen, thank you so much for coming on.
My pleasure, Bobby.
And
Hey,
hopefully
you
we'll get
take care.
and hopefully we'll get to chat again soon, sooner than
Yeah,
later.
totally. Totally. Okay. See ya.
Okay. Bye
Bye.
for now, Jane. Bye bye.